Great win tonight, man, to get the series started and underway. I think I'm not that good at math. There might have been 15 penalties tonight, so no one's going to like paint a portrait of this hockey game. But it was tough and gritty and hard fought. Is this what you expected in the opener against the Admirals?
Yeah, absolutely. There's only 4 teams left, and all 4 teams are really good and expect a lot of themselves and hold themselves to a high standard and want to get to the next round. And yeah, definitely you expect a game like that. It was very very tight fought. I don't think either team expected the amount of penalties, but that's that like each game's different, and that's the way it went tonight. So it's good that we came out with a win.
Yeah, the off days didn't seem to affect the Firebirds. You guys came out looking great. I don't know. Did you sense any degree of rust coming out after, I think, 9 days off?
I don't I don't think so. No, it was. There may have been an unintentional feeling out period between 2 teams who haven't seen each other yet. Like you're not trying to feel each other out. You want it. Both teams, I'm sure, want to just jump off the deep end and impose their game right away. But we're only human, so there might have been a bit of that. But no, I thought I thought our legs looked good. Execution was pretty good in the first. So I was saying the other day, it was different than the Calgary layoff, just because you're going from regular season to playoff. Where yes, this time around it was a long break, but we're in the thick of playoff hockey, so that helps.
Devin, that was a pretty nice athletic move you had jumping over Hayden there on the second goal. I just, really wanted to ask you, you've been playing with John in the postseason. You guys have really seemed to find a rhythm. Both of you have been very efficient offensively. Was just kind of curious what it's like playing with him and how you guys have been able to complement each other.
Yeah, it's a pleasure playing with him. It's a privilege playing with him. He works so hard, Hayes does. He's such an honest player. I think the biggest part about his game, besides his work ethic and him driving, the emotional kind of tone for the team, is he's so predictable. We all have different skill sets, but all you can ask for in a line mate is predictability. That way, it just makes it easier to read off of when 8 times out of 10, generally what he's going to be doing. It makes the chemistry that much better. So it's a blast playing with him, but don't leave out Studes too. He can fly, and it's great playing with him too. He brings a lot to the line too with his speed and his playmaking ability.
Can you just kind of describe the game-winning goal? You sort of were able to get control, sort of out-muscle some guys at and then of course make the great pass. Just sort of take me through what you were seeing out there.
Yeah, I was able to take it wide and maintain possession, and Marion was the late guy coming in, so there's an option to go back to him, and with plays like that, it happens very fast, and it's more instinctual than anything. Hayes driving the back post, and split second you try to make a good play, and you buried it.
Right. Obviously, we talked yesterday a little bit about the unusual nature of the last 48 hours, and to a man, you guys felt like it wouldn't affect you. Is that how it felt out there once you were playing hockey tonight?
Oh,
None
yeah.
of that stuff mattered?
Yeah, felt we obviously know Disco got the call and is very, very well deserved, and we're all really happy for him, but it felt completely normal.
Okay.
Devin, this team is different, a lot different than last year, in my opinion. You're calm, you answer back, you're experienced. Which one of those defines this team? Is it calm, experience, answering back?
Yeah. I think we're confident in our group and our ability to win games, and that doesn't always look the same way, So yeah, late in the game, there's always that belief that we can get the job done. Now, is it going to happen every time? Probably not, but I think that belief is huge, and I guess maturity. We got a good group of leaders to kind of bring everyone along, and but it's this late in the year, we've won a lot of games and lost a lot of games in heartbreaking fashion or normal fashion, whatever you want to call it. So there's there's a lot of things to draw on moving forward.
Now you're in 7-game series. Does it change your thought process at all, or is it still, win one game at a time?
Yeah, no, it doesn't change the thought process at all. That was a great job to get the win tonight, and now we focus on game 2.
Your thoughts on the fan base? They seem to be more and more in tune with the game each and every game.
Yeah, they bring the energy for sure. Yeah, like when the momentum swings in the game, they seem to pick up on those, which is great. And yeah, we take a lot of pride in playing here, and they help a ton.
All right. Thanks, Devin.
Thanks,
Devin.
Game, man. Thanks. Great win.
Thanks, guys.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. Great game tonight. Great win for the Firebirds. You've had such a super solid season. Obviously, an excellent playoff run. It's just one man's opinion. That would be mine. This, I felt like, was the best game we've seen you ever play in a Firebirds sweater. Would you agree with that assessment? You were on fire tonight.
Thank you. That's a great compliment. Felt good. I mean, probably could have had the one that went in. Went a little old school and it didn't pay off for me, but felt good. Pucks hit me and we were able to get the W. So, yeah, I guess I haven't put too much thought into it on ranking the games that I played, but it's just good to get the win. And I thought we played a good game. Some timely blocks, timely goals. Heck of a game by John. It's nice to see him. He's so effective even when he's not scoring that when he is scoring, it's like this guy's pretty unstoppable out there. So fun to watch and glad we got the job done.
You obviously saw Milwaukee last year. Playing against them this year, is this basically what you expected from the Admirals, or was it something different?
Hard to know when you don't see a team for a year. So I think there's a few different factors of personnel. They have some different defensemen. They got some little more skilled, I'd say, defensemen, where last year maybe they were a little bigger. They had a little more size. But I think this game we're still feeling each other out a little bit. But yeah, just a hard-fought game, and I'm sure it'll be just as hard moving forward here.
Hey, Chris, congratulations. Nice game. This game didn't have a lot of a flow. It's sort of a mucked-up game, it seemed like. Does that harder on a goalie, easier? How were you able to sort of like navigate the way through the game?
Yeah, I guess there was a decent amount of penalties called, so that kind of broke up the flow a bit. But yeah, I think my mindset is just stay in the moment, and it doesn't really matter if it's flowing well or not. If I can just be in the present, then I kind of focus on the next save, and that's usually when I'm playing my best. So felt present tonight. And yeah, hope to keep that going.
Thank you.
Chris, when you look at this team right now, we talked about this all playoffs long so far. You're mature, you're experienced, you're calm, you answer back. When I throw those words out at you, which one sticks most in this team?
Yeah, those are all good words and phrases. We do answer back. It was funny, I got scored on there in the third, and in my head I'm like, for sure we're scoring. Like, it was almost like I needed to let one in just to spark the offense a little bit. Unfortunately I was right. But yeah, I think just we have a good confidence, and doesn't really matter what happens and what's on the scoreboard. We have a belief in our group that we have the tools that we need, and we like to think we're pretty relentless, and even if we're down 2, we'll come back and keep chipping away until we're in a spot where we can win a game. So it's a good win tonight, but can't rest on our laurels. Got to just get back to it and win another one, and yeah, worry about the next game on Friday.
It feels a bit like you've spoiled the fans here, the media here, because you guys, we expect you to win now. It's like we're not nervous anymore. Does it feel that way in the locker room too, like you just expect to win?
I think with the group that we have, we expect to win. Every time we don't win, we kind of, Dan goes back and we figure out why weren't we playing our hockey. And sometimes it just, you don't get the bounces, and that's life. But a lot of the time you can go back and, maybe our breakouts weren't clean, or we're getting pucks deep, or there's something underlying that we could have done a little bit better to tilt the rink in our favor. So I think we have a good confidence in the group, but teams keep getting harder and harder in these playoffs. So can't sit around and feel good about ourselves after one win. We got to go out and keep on doing it.
All right, I asked this question to Shorzy as well. It's 7-game series now. The next 2, if you make it that far, does that change the mindset at all? You're going 2-3-2 type of scenario.
I think it's just each series is a bit of a battle, and they're becoming more of a war, I would say. You get that extra couple games, so I think that's what playoff hockey's all about. And it really means that this first game is less of an advantage than it would have been in a best of 5. So all the more reason for us to not sit back and come out just as hard on Friday.
Chris, can I just change the subject for a second? I tried the Driedger sandwich.
What'd you think?
It was good.
It was
really
good.
Yeah.
I was worried maybe the $25 price tag would scare some people away, but
yeah.
It sounds like it's been doing all right.
It's been a hit, I think. I saw Podorowski gave it the thumbs up too.
Yeah, he did.
Was just kind of curious how that kind of came about and what your thoughts are on that.
I like the subject change here. So Justin's the chef there at Baby's Marché. It's a great spot. Actually, Potsy went in. He kind of introduced it to all of us. Started chopping it up with Justin, and he's a super nice guy. He actually does. So he's there, I believe, Tuesdays and Saturdays, and during the other days, he does a lot of private chef, like he'll go to houses and do some private chef stuff, and he's worked in some of the best restaurants on the planet. I think he said he worked in 6 of the top 10 restaurants in the world, and now he's just got a sandwich shop slinging sandwiches. So I went in there and tried a few of them, and I was blown away. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for chefs. I don't know what it is. I think like in a different life, maybe that could have been something I'd be interested in. But yeah, it's just how hard they work, and their attention to detail is something that I have a lot of respect for. So I always, sorry I'm dragging this answer out so much, but I just go in there and I tell him how good of a job he's doing, and he messaged me one day. He's like, "Hey, you want to do a collab on a sandwich?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So he's like, "All right, what are you thinking?" And we kind of went back and forth, and we settled on some hints of Canada, and I've got some German roots, so we have some sauerkraut in there, and made a little bit of a play on a Reuben, threw some maple syrup in there for the Canada piece, and we joke around on our team that we like Wagyu, so he got some Australian Wagyu pastrami that I don't know where he found this stuff, but it's insanely good. So it's a heck of a sandwich. I was pretty pumped about it, to be honest.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Good stuff.
$25.
Thanks, Chris.
$25.
For media.
You got to think you got a deal, right?
Yeah.
Got to
Whoever
think.
just gave you, you gave that guy a stage. That set the tone for.
You should get a free sandwich for sure. For sure. After that.
Do you deliver?
really, obviously, of course I don't know, but.
Sure. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
This game, man.
Thank you.
Executive decision while waiting for you. We decided you and I are going to talk the day before every game. Before every game. If it works, let's just do it.
You have my number.
Two tough, gritty goals from you tonight in a game that was, I think, tough and gritty basically throughout. Is that how you would describe it, game one?
I would. It's a pretty decent layoff, so we're trying to get into it, trying to establish our game, and I thought we did a pretty good job of it, but we do have a lot better, so it was good to get the win.
Just a pretty good job? You thought that there was more that you
I
guys
think
could have
there's
done?
more, 60 bailed us out a decent amount. A few things to clean up, but I thought, like I said, the week of practice had a ton of intensity, and I think it carried over.
Is that it was a good series last year against Milwaukee? Was this kind of the same Milwaukee team you felt this go around, or was it markedly different?
A little different. Physicality. They have some elite players, so we're prepared for a long series.
Congratulations on the win. Can you describe the game-winning goal? I mean, obviously, we know Devin set it up nicely. What were you seeing on that as that play developed?
I think playing with an elite guy like him makes my job pretty simple. If I get to the right areas, I know he'll find me. So it's nice playing with him in studs. And I mean, Shoresy has pretty elite skills, so his entry, his wall play, again, just made my job pretty simple. Just drive back door and put my stick down.
It was a quick answer back goal after they tied it. That seems like something you guys have done a couple times this postseason. In a situation like that where the other team, draws even, does something change about the way you guys play, or how do you sort of crank it up one more notch to get that lead back?
I thought we had pretty good looks. I think we could have had a few more goals. And we know the series and the season won't be perfect. So our bench is pretty even-keeled, not too high or too low. And I think generally this season we've had resilience, and whether a goal against or a loss, we generally bounce back pretty well. Excuse me.
John, I think there's an argument to be made that your line with the guys you mentioned has been the most effective in the postseason. What can you say about how you guys have been able to play well together and figure things out at this stage?
It's nice to play with two guys with elite skill. Marion's speed is elite. He's as fast as it gets, and Shoresy's he's got just amazing poise. You could tell on power plays on his entries, and just in general, up and down the ice. So a great two-way player. And I just think it helps that we played together a ton. So it almost feels like every game we're starting to understand each other even more.
John, you're out there on the power play. You're out there on a regular shift. You're out there on a penalty kill. You're out there late in the game. What does that say about what Coach Bylsma's confidence level is with you in particular?
It's nice. I want to be in all situations, so it's great to get the opportunity to be in those situations.
Do you guys ever think about the empty net? I mean, you guys haven't scored an empty net goal now in 5, and you had a lot of time to do that. Is that something you're thinking about, like, hey, we got to get this done, or is it just like the win is a win?
Win's a win. I think at times it's a good play to look for it. Other times, if you can kill 20 seconds getting it out of the zone or a high flip play. So it's situational, trying to avoid turnovers first and foremost, and hopefully we get one soon.
Your thoughts on 7-game series now? You got through the 5-game ones. Now you got 7-game series. Does that change your mind thought at all going 2-3-2 format?
I don't think so. I mean, it's great playing at home. We love it. Feels like the atmosphere somehow gets better and better, which is hard to believe. But as cliche as it is, we're taking it one game at a time. And since the first game in Calgary, I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
John, congrats on the win. Nice game. Just curious, what was it like having Dan back, and did he give you guys a lift here in game one?
Yeah, totally. I mean, everyone's just so excited for him. So since we were told, I think 2 days ago now, there's just been a lot of good mojo around the rink. But I mean, Dan came back and it was business as usual. Just focused on winning, and from the staff to the players, like there's just one goal in mind. So it's exciting, but we have business to take care of here. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh, I was last, so I had.
Congrats. Good game.
we doing?
Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're talking about the win tonight, right? Okay.
Yeah. Do we need to wait for Eddie Vedder to get started? Is there a required?
He might not be here tonight.
He's not coming? Okay. Added, congrats with the rest. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Is there a way to encapsulate the last 50 hours of your life and what you've gone through? Probably just emotional highs, I can imagine, leading into tonight.
Probably the straight answer to that is no. I think fortunately we had a 10-day break, and a lot happened in that 10-day break for that maybe the players didn't see, and but it was it did give me the opportunity to talk with Ron and talk with the Kraken, and I think fortunately for the guys and fortunately for the team, it was able to happen in this break, and we kind of are able to put it behind us a little bit and just focus on what the most important thing is, winning this series and the opportunity to win a Calder Cup. So a lot went on. It was a little bit of a whirlwind, and obviously yesterday and 2 days ago, Monday and Tuesday, was a lot was going on. But fortunate to be able to have the opportunity, and I'm thankful for the opportunity and the reward of getting to the Kraken job. But I'm also ready to focus on the task at hand for this team and this group and these guys is winning this series.
For you, is there a degree of compartmentalizing that you have two jobs right now?
100%, yeah. But I also think kind of once we met Eddie Vedder last night and took a picture, it was we were ready to come back home and focus on task at hand and win this hockey game tonight.
All right, I was told to only ask two questions.
Yeah,
I'll refrain from the other 17 for later.
Well,
we got a lot of questions. Good questions.
Dan, I think we all know how important seeing this playoff run through was for you, or is for you. Just curious, a lot of guys who will take a new job will immediately go. Was that something that you talked to the Kraken about how important that was that you stay on, or was that a decision that they made with you?
Yeah, it was. It was never in question. Timelines and hockey are what they are, and I'm grateful and fortunate to have had the opportunity to talk with Ron in this break and explore the opportunity to coach the Kraken, but it was never brought up. It was never a question. We were going to see this thing out no matter which way that those conversations went, and I think I largely the opportunity that I'm getting with the Kraken is due to what the guys have done here over the last 2 years, what we've built here, and the winning we've done here is a result for me to get the opportunity. So that culture, that atmosphere, that winning is not done yet, and we got a ways to go yet. And great on the guys tonight. They were we're playing a good team, and it was a hard fought game, and it's it was nip and tuck, but I thought we were really good tonight, and the guys stepped up right from the start of the game. I thought that was really good from us the first 20 minutes of the game, and it's going to be they're a good team, Milwaukee, and it's going to be a hard fought series, and this was game one was first blood for us.
And also, just with the longer layoff and then obviously the personal news you had, did it feel personally good to come back and get back in the swing of things after a little bit of a layoff there?
It was a concern. We had the break before the Calgary series before we started. I don't think we started great in the Calgary series because of it, and so knowing we had the huge break we had again this time, there was concerns about how we would come out. I think the fact that we've played playoff hockey, we've gone through 2 rounds, was beneficial for us in having this break. We did have some bumps and bruises, after winning against Ontario, and the time did allow us to get healthy for the most part. But there was concern. There certainly was concerns, and we adjusted a little bit with our preparation for the week, and it was a relief to see the guys come out with that energy and that focus early on in that game.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. The answer back goal there in the third period, both Driedger and Hayden sort of said the truth is they sort of expected you guys to do that. That's sort of just the nature of the team this year. When a team draws even like that, there's no panic. Is that a fair assessment, or how do you feel about those situations?
I think maybe even in the playoffs, not just the regular season, but I think the guys' focus is really just the next play and to keep going and to keep focusing on playing the way we can play. And regardless of the score, regardless of the situation, regardless of they call, we have to go down 3-on-5 in the third period. You keep going. And I think when they scored that goal, not just the guys who stepped down the ice and great play from Shorzy and Hayes scores a goal back door, but it was like we expected. I think we just keep going. We knew we thought we planned on scoring more than one goal in the game. So it was just like we know it's going to come. And it was a great play. It was a great play by Studes in the neutral zone, back past their D-men, and Shorzy played a awesome game tonight, and it was his wide speed and John doing John and getting to the back post, scoring a big goal for us. And it was, I want to say it was a relief. It was like, yep, here it comes, and it came.
That's cool. And then just Driedger's performance tonight, another great one.
He was awesome. I think, almost right from the very beginning, I kind of liked our chances a little bit more than maybe the chances they had gotten, but repeated big saves for us throughout the game, and the one where the guy gets a chance, the rebound, and the second chance was a massive save, and there was a couple other ones where there was a bit of traffic on Driedger at the net, and he had to make he just had to make a big bodied goalie save and keep it out of the back of the net. But he was our best player tonight.
Dan, congratulations on the win and the Kraken job.
Thank you.
Obviously, in college football, you go to a bowl game, coaches, they get a job, they don't coach the bowl game, they leave. Why was it important for you to stay on and see this thing through here with the Firebirds?
We all have I think we all have goals in our career, and I haven't won a Calder Cup yet, and I desperately want to win a Calder Cup. That's kind of been the mission from the start here, but last year we come up short in Game 7, and the guys are on a mission to try to make it happen again, get that opportunity to win a Calder Cup. And so there was never a doubt in my mind that we'd finish this season off.
And then yesterday, I heard you mention relationships a lot, and in speaking with the players, you can tell they respect, they love playing for you. What does that mean to you to have that respect and admiration and that relationship building as you're now the head guy in the franchise?
Yeah, everything means everything to me. I like last year I sat up here after Game 7, quite emotional because of those relationships, of what those guys did on the ice and the relationship we have. Like, it's everything to me.
Coach, you've talked many times about teaching this fan base different ways to win hockey games and to play hockey games. What I'm seeing right now is this team and this fan base are becoming calm. It's they just wait for you guys to win. They don't panic anymore. They're not nervous. They're not nail biting. Does it feel that way on the bench?
Well, it's a good question because I really never thought about it really that way. But I think the fans and this building and how we play and the energy they provide is kind of what we do, and it's kind of what they've become. And it's a good point. I get the same sense now you think about it. So it's It's we're on a journey together, and I think the belief the guys had on the bench, I think, is the belief that they had in the fans in the stands, and yep, it's the 5 guys on the ice, but it's also everybody else coming with us, and the players know, the team knows, like we have the best fans, we have the best atmosphere, we have the best kind of, and I feel the same thing you felt. That's good.
Final one for me is that when you look at the Kraken family, and we've talked about this from day one, does it feel now like it's truly a family and that you want to continue doing this in Seattle and doing the same thing in Coachella and keeping this cohesiveness?
Well, I like to our players and yes, we're the Firebirds, but we're a part of the Kraken organization, and our players are playing with the Firebird logo on, but they are part of the whole organization, and a great message from Ron and great leadership from Hack. We're all pulling in that direction. Yep, we're Firebirds, but we're all a part of that organization, that family organization, and that's what we've been trying to build here, and I get a chance to continue on when next year rolls around.
1 down, 7 to go.
So you got it.
Dan, congratulations on
Thank you.
the win and promotion. One of the things that's very noticeable in the playoffs versus the regular season is the number of face-off wins you've gotten. Today you're over 53%. Is that something you've worked on, or is it just playoff hockey?
I mean, I think there's a little more focus on face-offs at important times in the playoffs, and the special teams is certainly a huge factor. Face-off, winning the face-off on a power play is a huge factor to the success of the power play. And, if you're going to close out games and you're going to, defend late in games, you're going to have to win face-offs. And tonight we were awesome in the face-off circle. And I think Devin was got to be close to 90%. I know what his number was for most of the night, but he won his last 4, and he won the one at the end of the game. We had Posse was outstanding on his side, his strong side, and so those 2 guys combined took a huge majority of the face-offs, and that they were probably both 80, 85, 90% on their respective sides, and fortunately we had an opportunity to put them out in those specific spots to get the wins, and that was a huge part of was a huge part of the PK when we went down 3-on-5. It was a huge part at the end when we had 5 or 6 faceoffs there late in the game with 4 minutes left, and Shorzy snapped back a bunch of those, and we got to ice it 4 or 5 times to try to salt it away.
Anything to be said about another 6-on-4 to end the game?
5 seconds, though. Just 5 seconds. Yeah. It wasn't unlike the Ontario game. We had a kill penalty off with 4 minutes to go. Felt like the Ontario game, they didn't pull their goalie then. They pulled their goalie shortly thereafter, I think that's one of the differences of playoff hockey. It's always going to be that at the end of the game, always, regardless. Like, you're winning, you're losing. It's always going to come down to against Calgary. It's 5 minutes of 6-on-5 at the end of the game. So it's just a big part of playoff hockey, and faceoffs are a part of that. Playing great defense, blocking shots is a huge part of that, and tonight was no different. That's it. We're good. We got one more. You
Hey,
only
Coach.
get one of your 2.
Yeah, I'm only asking one. So obviously there was a lot of violence tonight, and there was obviously a lot of intensity in the Ontario series. Do you plan on to keep on that same intensity through the rest of this 7-game series, and should fans expect that as well?
We're expecting, and we want to make it a 420 minutes of as aggressive and as physical and as grinding out as we can make it be for those 420 minutes. So it was fully expected and fully welcomed, and we want to keep it going. Thank you.